Hey, it's Melissa Carter. I writer and publisher at Wang & Do Publishing. I had day 4 of my volunteering time at my local library. I met a little friend. She came up to me. Her name was Rue. How cute. Reminds me of Winnie the Pooh. And she came up to me while I was shelving books. And the way I shelve books is I'm not a squatter. I have fine knees, but my knees are kind of, I've always had kind of bony knees. And when I squat, I tend to cut off my circulation so that when I stand up, I'm lightheaded. So I'm not a squatter. So the way that I shelve books is I take the group that's in the section I'm in, and with the children's section, those shelves, are small. They're fit for little kids. So I sit on the floor with the pile for that aisle. Hey, that rhymed. And so I'm shelving these books as I'm sitting. And so when little Rue came up to me, she was, eye to eye. And so she had a chapter book in her hand and was talking about how she was reading chapter books. Upside Down Magic, I believe, was the name of the book. So I was like, well, that is so impressive. And she's 7 years old and been reading chapter books since she was 5. And I said, that is really smart. And she said, you know what? I think I'm smart. And just as female empowerment, I'm like, yes, you are. I said, you are very smart. And let her know congratulations on reading the way you do. And then I mentioned how my son is a hesitant reader and he's older than her. So that was sweet. But shelving books, one of the other things I wanted to bring up is if you're visiting the library and you pull out a book and you don't want it, now at my local library, they have a shelf that you can replace the books. They don't want you to even try to reshelve it. They're like, look, here's a cart. They have a purple cart. Put the book on the shelf. Put it on the cart rather than trying to put it back on the shelf. And so that's my suggestion for you. If your library doesn't have a cart, then take your time to reshelve that book. Because, it is usually shelved by author name, then the title, like, come on, you know your ABCs. Go ahead and shelve it the way it's supposed to be shelved. But I notice a lot of people get in a rush. It's just like at the store where you get something off the shelf at the grocery store and then you just shove it wherever you want it to be. But what happens is if you don't shelve it correctly, that book gets lost. And they can't find it. So if you don't remember and you just shove it somewhere, then unfortunately that little lost book, the librarians can't keep track of it. So either give it back to the librarians and say you need to reshelve this, or remember your ABCs and put it back where it's supposed to be. Anyway, thank you for being part of the channel. We have a lot of ways to support us down below in the description. Support your local library. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. All right, bye-bye.